Disney is without a doubt one of the most influential motion picture companies in history. Its cartoons, movies, TV shows, and characters are engraved in pop culture.
It seems we're in a universe where everything is drawn by Disney.
With a net worth of around $130 billion, Disney is also one of the richest companies in the world. That's why it's even more impressive to think that Disney nearly went bankrupt, and this is what saved it from its financial ruin. Let me explain. Prior to World War II, Disney was an animation juggernaut, spewing out numerous silly symphony cartoons, creating the very first color animation, and even making the very first full-length animated movie. Disney was just as big and prosperous as it is today, but all that changed with a little movie called In 1940, Disney released a 2-hour-long animated classic, Fantasia. Disney also invented the very first surround sound speaker system called Fantasound that would help the audience get the full experience of watching the movie. Although Fantasia is a classic with stunning and well-made animations with beautiful classical music to go along with the visuals, it was too expensive to install Fantasound to movie theaters. Not to mention that because of the war in Europe, they couldn't release the film. In the end, Fantasia was an economic failure, causing the animation studio to go almost bankrupt. It seemed like Disney was done for, until
by the United States Navy of the havoc wrought by the Japs' sneak sky and sea raid on Pearl Harbor.
On December 7th, 1941, the port of Pearl Harbor on the US territory of Hawaii was raided by the Japanese army. America was quick to declare war, and fearing that another air raid would commence, they were stationed at the studio because they were actually protecting the nearby Lockheed power plant. If you don't know, Lockheed is an aircraft manufacturing company that would help the Air Force build all sorts of airplanes. But anyways, since the military was there, they asked Walt Disney Studios to create propaganda films for the military and the public. The purpose of these films, such as The New Spirit and Victory Through Air Power, was to educate the public and military recruits. But you're not here for that, you're here for this. Though the army wanted Disney to produce educational films, they also wanted them to produce anti-Japanese and anti-German propaganda. Some films include Der Führer's Face, Education for Death, and Commando Duck. Der Führer's Face is about Donald Duck having a nightmare where he lives a day in Nazi Germany making artillery shells. The funny thing about this is that this won an Oscar for Best Animated Short. The second short, Education for Death, is a lot darker. It's a short that follows the life of a child living in Nazi Germany and being brainwashed throughout his life, including altering fairy tales and being bullied into pledging his allegiance to Germany by his school teachers. It ends with him becoming an industrialized soldier, literally marching into his own grave.
For now, his education is complete. His education for death.
And finally, Commando Duck is again about Donald Duck as an American soldier and is given orders to wipe out an enemy airfield. He goes on your average Disney animated adventure, and it ends with him wiping out the airfield in a huge water balloon. And that sounds strange now that I'm saying that out loud. These Disney propaganda films helped the whole company get out of bankruptcy. It's weird to think that if it weren't for this,
is we not the Superman? Arian Pura Superman?
We wouldn't have this.
Long live the king!
And I honestly don't know which one's more offensive.